centrist who, oh, would you look at that? The majority of the time, he's really getting fired up and passionate. It's shitting on the left and saying, well, you got to hand it to the right on this, bro. You got to see where they're coming from on that, bro. There's only one person, in my experience, who describes themselves as a centrist.
Bill Maher has yet stunned another Democrat. His name is Kyle Kulinski. This seems to be an ongoing trend ever since Bill had dinner with Donald Trump. And I think this is supposed to be a good thing. Bill proved to everyone that two people from the opposing sides can sit down face to face, talk about their differences. And also, too, this was a big thing for Bill. Just a guy from New Jersey going to the White House. This is something he was very happy about, all politics aside. But first, it was Bill's friend Larry David that didn't like the whole thing. We knew he wasn't happy about it with some of the comments that he made about Bill, but of course not to his face. Now it's Kyle Kulinski that seems to be having an absolute meltdown over the fact that Bill had dinner with Donald Trump. But let's go ahead and get into this clip here where Kyle Kulinski is absolutely losing his mind over the fact that Bill Maher had dinner with Donald Trump.
All right, y'all. I've been warning everybody about this for a long time. I mean, my ass has been Paul Revere on YouTube saying, Bill Maher's going full MAGA, dog. He's going full MAGA. He can't stop himself. He's got that big contrarian streak in him. And he hyper-focuses. This is what happens, man. It's when these people start hyper-focusing on whatever disagreements they have with the left are, you know, it's only... That train is never late. It's only a matter of time until the mask comes off. So let me walk you through this. Now, we already covered this. I covered it when we learned that Bill Maher was going to go to dinner with Trump. Kid Rock invited Bill Maher, and Trump apparently agreed. We covered it when we first learned it. Then we covered it when he made his first comments before going to the dinner, right? Well, now... it's all out in the open. It's all public. And it looks like Bill Maher opened his show by talking about his dinner with Trump. Now, take note of what he's trying to do here. And as y'all see, he's trying to frame it like, who, me, bro? I'm like above the fray and stuff, bro. And what I mean by that is like, yeah, I disagree with him on plenty of things. I also agree with him on some things, bro. And I was just going in there because we got to like have conversations and stuff. What we need to do is have conversations and then afterwards have conversations about having conversations. And bro, everybody's got to like, why can't we just believe in like reason and discussion and stuff, bro? And so, yes, I went and I why would I not go, bro? Why would I not go? Like, it's that whole shtick, trying to be above the fray. Oh, I'm sort of in the middle. But
I don't really know too much about Kyle Kulinski. This is probably one of my first clips that I've watched of him. But first judgment on Kyle Kulinski it's just not good. I mean, I'm not someone that's super quick to judge people or, have some type of an opinion on somebody. But I don't know. I don't like Kyle Kulinski, and I don't like just how he's making him look. He just looks like an absolute idiot in this clip. He's just absolutely melting down over the fact that Bill Maher had dinner with Donald Trump. There should be nothing wrong with that at all. There's nothing wrong with two people that have different political views just having dinner. I mean, I think that's an absolute great thing. I think this is really showing a lot. And it shows that people like Kyle Kulinski just can't handle it. I don't know why he can't handle it. It's not like he went and had dinner with Donald Trump. No, it was Bill Maher that went and had dinner with Donald Trump. This doesn't affect Kyle Kulinski's day-to-day life at all. If anything, it just makes him look like an absolute idiot. Going on an unhinged rant of Bill Maher just having dinner with Donald Trump. Let me know what you guys think about this in the comments.
That is the classic dodge where you can have whichever one of the Rogan Sphere podcast bros who's also a comedian. They get into like super serious political issues with incredible real world consequences. And then when they get criticism, when they get pushback because they're wrong about something, it's, bro, I'm just a comedian, bro. Why you coming after me, bro? I'm just a comedian, dog. Jeez, like you want to fucking take political advice from a comedian? Well, then why the fuck were you just talking about politics for fucking 7 hours straight? If you can't handle the pushback, if you can't handle disagreement, if you can't handle being fact-checked, it's such a weak fucking dodge. And notice, he was like, oh, I wasn't there to sign a treaty or anything, bro. Don't be ridiculous. Then watch. He's going to go into a long talk here about how we discussed the issues and we got into the merits and the substance. Well, what happened? Was it, you weren't there for a serious political reason and it was all shits and giggles and you didn't talk politics at all? Or did you talk a lot of politics? And wasn't that the point? So it is kind of like you're going in there as a representative of, you think, the left and, trying to get to the truth of the situation. So you can't have it fucking both ways. This is a guy who supported Bernie Sanders in 2016. He was one of the toughest critics of the Bush administration, ripped Bush on the Iraq War and the financial crisis. He was, for a long time, viewed himself as, I am the left flank of the Democratic Party. Like, I'm an independent who caucuses with the Democrats, but I'm to the left of the Democrats. This was his shtick for so fucking long. And then now, he went from supporting Bernie in 2016 to Amy Klobuchar in 2020, which is already a shift to the right. And then now he's doing the above the fray. I'm a centrist-minded person, bro. I'm happy he said that. Because at least it's on the record now. At least we now know. Now, functionally, what you guys are about to see is this. Over 90% of people who describe themselves as centrists, they effectively are more on the right. So you guys know this, I've talked about this before, but there's your nominal label of what you are politically, and then there's what you are effectively, and those are different things. So somebody could say, I label myself a communist or whatever. I'm an anarchist, I'm a communist, I'm far left, I'm whatever. But then if you talk about politics for a living, and the majority of the stuff you talk about ends up bolstering the right, supporting the right, making people go to the right, view the left as the crazy people, then I'm sorry, you're not the label of yourself that you say you are. That's just your nominal label. Effectively, you are on the right. It's like, think about it from the perspective of Tim Pool, right? Or a Russell Brand. Those sorts of people who, I'm just a liberal, bro. I'm an old school liberal, or I'm like a lefty, bro. But here, go look at my video library, and 98% of the time I'm talking about something, it's shitting on Democrats and pumping up Republicans. Right? So, and this is the trap he's fallen into. He's an online enlightened centrist who, would you look at that? The majority of the time, he's really getting fired up and passionate. It's shitting on the left and saying, well, you got to hand it to the right on this, bro. You got to see where they're coming from on that, bro. There's only one person, in my experience, who describes themselves as a centrist, but functionally supports Democrats more than Republicans, and that's Andrew Yang. Right? Almost everybody who's a centrist, who says they're a centrist and they're not Andrew Yang, they end up just sucking MAGA cock on a regular basis.
What I'm going to do is report exactly what happened. You decide what you think about it. And if that's not enough pure Trump hate for you, I don't give a fuck.
Yeah! So notice the scorn that he has for the people that are critical of him. And then compare that to how he talks about the right these days. This is why I say you're effectively on the right. Because all the smoke, all the passion comes out when it's left-wing critics of yours. But when it's people on the right, it's endless charitability. And also, he signed the paper of all these insults he had to me. It's like, you're admitting, like, yeah, politics doesn't really matter. Doesn't really matter. We're all just, playing our role here. We're in the game here, right? And no, Bill, the reality is this stuff fucking matters. The decisions that are coming out of that White House that are absolutely destroying people's lives. This is not like a ha-ha, he-he, look, you said some mean things about me. Can you sign it, sir? So he's describing how Trump interpersonally is very charming. Yeah, no shit. To become the president of the United States of America, that's kind of a necessity. You have to be interpersonally very charming, right? Joe Biden, say all the negative things about him you want. He was fucking charming interpersonally. Barack Obama, Bill Clinton, George W. Bush, the want to have a beer with him type thing. You're not saying anything new or interesting. He's like shocked that, oh my God, at this meeting where his whole attempt was to charm me into being softer on him, he charmed me into being softer on him. Yeah, no shit. You got played for a fool. They're playing you like a fucking fiddle. Because nobody should care about how he is interpersonally. It's about how the decisions he makes, the policies he implements, how that impacts your fellow Americans. And not just your Americans, people overseas too. who are either being bombed or threatening to be bombed, or they're now in a fucking trade war because this guy's psychotic. Now let me say my controversial part. Any of the things that Bill Maher is saying here about how, and then I said to him this, trying to make it seem like I stood up to him I don't believe literally a single one of those things. I don't believe it. Maybe he passively maybe Trump actually asked him about Iran and he was like, yeah, well, look, I supported the Obama deal, but it's gone now. Maybe he said something like that, right? There's no way. You got rid of that, sir. There's no way.
I think Kyle's just totally missing the point here. Bill Maher never claimed he was going to the White House to negotiate world peace or switch sides or anything like that. He just went down there to have an honest conversation, which is something almost nobody on either side even tries to do anymore. Kyle's acting like talking to Trump somehow makes Bill Maher a sellout or a fraud, and I think that's honestly ridiculous. I think both sides should be able to sit in the same setting and have a simple conversation, whether it's about politics or whether it's not about politics. And I honestly think that's kind of ridiculous. Bill's whole career has been based on calling out hypocrisy, challenging both the right and the left, and saying what most people are too scared to say. He's not getting played. He's acknowledging that, yes, Trump can be charming face to face, but that doesn't erase the very real criticisms Bill still has about him. Bill Maher even says himself, it's not about how Trump acts at dinner, it's about what he does on the world stage. Kyle's just mad that Bill Maher refuses to live in this outrage bubble 24/7. Having a conversation with someone you disagree with doesn't make you weak. It basically takes a lot of guts. And trying to act like Bill Maher suddenly became a MAGA fan because he doesn't scream at Trump over dinner, that's just dishonest. Bill kept it real, staying true to who he is, and Kyle's just upset because Bill Maher doesn't fit nearly into the angry, predictable box that a lot of online commentators want everybody to stay in. I mean, he just went and had a dinner with Donald Trump, but this seems to have really taken a toll on Kyle's life. Let me know what you guys think about all this in the comments, and I'll see you guys on the next topic.